If you rely on Social Security, brace yourself. 5 crucial changes are hitting in 2026 that most people haven't even heard about yet, and they could directly impact your bank account. Not all 5 apply to you, but if even one does, it could affect your monthly payment, your bank account, or how you handle your next claim. This isn't about fear-mongering. It's about arming you with the critical knowledge to avoid frustrating delays, unexpected cuts to your payment, or the dreaded surprise letter from the SSA. If you are over 60 and rely on Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, this video is for you. Here is why this matters. Social Security made real updates this year to the cost of living adjustment, to the rules for people who work while receiving benefits, to how identity is verified, to how direct deposit changes are handled, and to a law that affects certain retired public employees. Each one is confirmed by the Social Security Administration. None of them are rumors, but most of them are easy to miss because SSA does not always explain things in plain language. Think about a 68-year-old retiree in Arizona who still works part-time. He assumes his earnings limit is the same as last year. He keeps working the same hours without realizing the limit changed. A few months later, he gets a notice that some of his benefit was withheld. It is not a mistake, and it is not a penalty. I think it is simply a rule he did not know had shifted. That is the kind of situation this video is meant to help you avoid. Subscribe now to proactively understand these changes and avoid potential confusion or financial setbacks. This channel breaks down real Social Security and Medicare updates in plain English, without the panic and without the guesswork. Let's dive in and demystify these changes together. There are 5 areas worth checking this year. Some affect nearly every beneficiary. Others apply only to specific situations, like people still working or retirees from certain public sector jobs. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which ones may apply to you and what to check in your own account. Do not skip number 3 or number 4. Those two involve how SSA verifies who you are and how they protect your bank account information. If you have changed banks recently or plan to, this part matters more than you might expect. Let's start with the first one, the cost of living adjustment and what it actually means for your check this year. Now let's go through the 5 changes one at a time. It's important to remember, not every change will apply to everyone, and that's perfectly normal. Our goal here is simply to equip you with the knowledge to easily check what does impact you. Number 1, the 2026 cost of living adjustment. Social Security benefits increased by 2.8% this year, bringing the average retired worker's monthly benefit to around $2,071. It's crucial for seniors to remember, this is an average, not a universal fixed amount. Your own increase depends on your personal benefit amount, and it may be partly offset by a higher Medicare Part B premium, which is often deducted directly from your check. So, if your deposit looks only slightly bigger than expected, that does not mean something is wrong. Check your official COLA notice, either by mail or in your My Social Security account, to see your exact new amount. Bottom line, don't compare your check to the national average. Compare it to your own notice. Now, if you're still working while collecting benefits, here's the change that trips up the most people. Number 2, new earnings limits if you work while receiving benefits. If you are under full retirement age and still working, there is a limit to how much you can earn before some benefits are withheld. For 2026, that limit is $24,480 for most people under full retirement age. For those reaching full retirement age this year, the limit is higher at $65,160. Above those limits, a portion of benefits may be withheld, not lost permanently, but withheld and adjusted later. Imagine you're working hard relying on that income only to find a chunk of your benefits unexpectedly withheld because you missed a subtle rule change. That's a frustrating surprise no one needs. And if you are working and collecting benefits, it may be worth checking your projected earnings against this year's limit before the year moves further along. Bottom line, if you're working and collecting, check your year-to-date earnings against the new limit now, not in December. Next, two changes that work together: how SSA confirms who you are and how it protects where your money goes. Number 3, stronger identity verification. SSA has tightened how it verifies identity for certain transactions, especially new claims and direct deposit changes. If you already use My Social Security account and can verify online, this may not change much for you. But if you cannot use the online system, some transactions may now require an in-person visit to a local office instead of a phone call. And if your identity isn't quickly confirmed, you're looking at frustrating delays to critical changes, potentially leaving you in limbo. This matters most if you are planning to file a new claim or update your banking information soon. It is worth checking whether your identity is already verified in your account so you are not caught off guard later. Bottom line, confirm your online identity verification status before you need it, not after. Number 4, direct deposit changes now go through extra security steps. Because scammers have targeted direct deposit changes as a way to redirect benefit payments, SSA has added stronger verification before processing these changes. The upside is that approved changes are now processed faster than before. The downside is that if your identity cannot be confirmed quickly, a change could be delayed. If you have switched banks recently or plan to, it is worth confirming directly with SSA and never through a random phone call that your current deposit information is correct. Bottom line, if you've changed banks, verify your deposit info directly with SSA before you assume it's updated. Number 5, this one applies only to some retired public employees. The Social Security Fairness Act repealed 2 older rules known as WEP and GPO, and many affected retirees have already seen changes to their benefits. This does not apply to everyone. It mainly concerns people who worked in certain public sector jobs, such as some teachers, police officers, firefighters, and other government employees, particularly if they also receive a pension from work not covered by Social Security. If that describes your work history, it is worth checking your My Social Security account or a recent notice to see whether this law affects your current benefit amount. Bottom line, if you have a public sector pension, check whether the Fairness Act changed your benefit. Now that you're aware of these crucial changes and potential pitfalls, let's turn that knowledge into action. Here's your clear, step-by-step plan to safeguard your benefits and avoid any nasty surprises. First, log into your My Social Security account. This is the fastest way to see your actual COLA notice, your current benefit amount, and your earnings record in one place. If you do not have an account yet, you can create one at ssa.gov. It is free, and it is the most reliable way to see your real numbers instead of guessing. Second, if you are working and under full retirement age, compare your expected earnings for the year against this year's limit. If you are close to that number, it may be worth speaking with SSA directly or with a qualified financial professional about how it could affect your monthly payment. Third, check whether your identity is already verified in your account. If you plan to file a new claim, update personal information, or change your direct deposit this year, confirming this now can save you a trip or a delay later. Fourth, if you need to change your direct deposit information, do it only through your verified My Social Security account or by contacting SSA directly at their official number, 1-800-772-1213. Never provide banking details to anyone who calls you first claiming to be from Social Security. SSA will not ask for this information over an unexpected phone call. Fifth, if you worked in a public sector job, such as teaching, police work, or firefighting, and also receive a pension from that work, check your account or a recent SSA notice to see if the Fairness Act affects your benefit. This does not apply to most beneficiaries, so if it does not describe your work history, this part simply does not concern you. And one more thing, If your notice, payment, or account details diverge from your expectations, refrain from speculating. Contact Social Security directly or speak with a qualified professional before making any financial decisions. Here is the full picture. 5 real changes are in place this year. The cost of living adjustment changed your payment amount. The earnings limit changed if you are working. Identity verification is stronger for certain transactions. Direct deposit changes now go through extra security. And the Fairness Act continues to affect certain retired public employees. Not all 5 apply to you, but checking takes a few minutes, and it can prevent confusion, delays, or a smaller check than you expected. Don't leave your financial future to chance. Subscribe now for ongoing, straightforward updates that empower you to protect your money and confidently navigate Social Security's complexities. And please share this vital information with someone who truly needs it.